Well, with the rugby league season about to kick off once again, my next guest will certainly be hoping his beloved Parramatta Eels can once again lift the trophy, and for very good reason. Back in the late 70s, his father Jersey played for the blue and gold. Little wonder that he wears those colours. I speak of Wes Komorovski. Well, Wes, unfortunately, you didn't get to see a great deal, if any, of your father playing football.
Yeah, no, there was not much footage around. It's a fair while, a long time ago, so there's nothing really around now, Mike. And yeah, unfortunately, you can't see any of that. But that was in the past. So yeah, no, I know what happened. So it's all good.
No, he tells you some wonderful stories. Yeah, 1969 was his venture into first grade with Parramatta. He ended with the Panthers 5 years later. So you could have a foot in either camp.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, I mean, obviously we support Parramatta because that was where he spent most of the time, particularly as the sprint coach all through the 80s. So everything comes through Parramatta for our family, and yeah, we're big Parramatta fans, especially the young fella. He's 9-year-old now, and he just loves them, Parramatta. So it's great.
Jersey was made a life member, which was a wonderful achievement.
Yeah, that was done after he finished. I think he was just finished his time as a sprint coach and as part of the staff at Parramatta. Then they made him a life member, which was there's not that many of those, so it's an achievement that you have to be there for 10 years at least as a player and some type of coaching capacity. So he got that, and yeah, that was very very good moment.
Where's it going to put you to the test? What number was your father as far as the order of entry into first grade for Parramatta?
Yeah, his number is 266, I think, Mike. So it's yeah, that was a long time ago, because I think it goes up well and truly above that now. So 266 he is, and yeah, that's listed as his number the first time playing first grade.
Your dad would be very pleased with you, because that is exactly right.
That's good. Yeah, well, that's a good lucky guess.
Where's any thoughts of going into rugby league as far as following your father's footsteps?
I played as a junior, but yeah, it sort of got to the stage where I was 18 and finished school, and then needed to get a job. So I was I just wasn't up to the grade at that stage. So went and got a job, and yeah, probably the best thing I ever did.
What about your involvement in harness racing? How did that commence?
Yeah, well, there's a guy at work, Jeff Yee, and he started me out. He bought a horse and with my boss Shane at the club, and we started out from there. So I just went out and drove a bit of track work, and it's like everyone else. I find that a lot of people get that bug, and it just continues on. But it's really just a way for me of being able to continue a sport at close enough to a fairly high level, and be able to do that through an age past your 20s. So it's pretty much a perfect thing for me, and I love doing it, and it's real good just to get out there and get amongst it, and be really competitive again.
One of those people you started working for was Peter Walsh, who was certainly one of the main influences on David Aiken's great career at Harold Park.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of trainers that I've worked with, obviously just in a casual way, but Peter's fantastic. Obviously going over to America and prior to that working with major stables, and yeah, they know just about everything there is to know, and obviously they can still learn more, but they know pretty much everything and a lot more than what I do, but they teach you along the way, and those guys have been really good to be able to help me out through what I've done.
Elizabeth Heath and Shane Tritton, another two you worked for.
Yeah, I did that, and those two, and Dennis Wilson as well. So they've all been great. I mean, they all do things differently, but they're very successful and have been successful for a long period of time. So for me to be able to work with those guys, and as I said, it was just in casual ways, but fairly regularly and for a number of years, it's been a really good help.
There's never been a shortage of a very good horse wearing those colours.
No, well, the owners that I've got they're not sort of short of a quid, so they don't want probably the slower one. So when we get to a point where they've hit their mark, and we move them on, and they sort of push me to do that, and they probably push me a lot more than what I really do. But I sort of get a bit lazy sometimes. Don't have the time to go and get one from New Zealand or something. But once we get one, they work through the grades pretty quickly, like most of them that come from there, and they do a good job.
Lou Moss, Floyd Mayweather, more recently Ready to Bloom, and also Hoka Jimmy have done a good job for the stable.
Yeah, same thing. They've all worked straight through the grades and won sort of 10 or 15, 100,000, 200,000, a couple of those horses. So, for us, we just have a bit of a look through them in New Zealand. They come over here, they win, that sort of money, and you get your money back or a little bit of a profit, which a lot of those ones have made, and then we move them on and get another one. So we got the numbers up there for a little while, but that just got a little bit hard to. A lot of it was hard to just balance the book. So you got to send send things out to owners and that all the time, and I inform the owners every single week of what the horse is doing and where it's going. And that's sometimes time consuming when you got 8 or so that we had there for a while, but we've got 2 at the moment. We'll probably look for another one, and probably 3 or so is about the mark, and as long as they're all competitive at Menangle, we'll be happy.
Whereas last time we spoke, you were the operations manager for Smithfield RSL. I believe you've had an upgrade.
Oh yeah, well my title's changed. That's Chief Operating Officer now, so it's it's a good job, and I've been there 25 years. So it's certainly the beauty of it is it allows me to get out and do the horses. So that's probably the best part of it, and and the club's very successful that I work at, and that certainly pays for the bill. So it's good.
Yeah, it is a very popular club, the Smithfield RSL. How did you come through COVID?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, like everyone else, it was tough when the club shut down, like most of the places did, which was a massive shock to the system at the time. But it's come through pretty good considering that, and it bounced back really quickly, Mike, and we're now back to exactly the figures what we used to do before, and obviously people got money in their pockets due to the stimulus package, etc. But it's, I just hope that continues. I can see probably some times dropping off a little bit, but we're ready for that and got money in the bank there, so we should be okay.
No doubt there's a lot of wonderful promotions on a nightly basis.
Yeah, we've got a few things going on. I mean, the latest ones are working really well. We're doing a 2-for-1 stake, and it's just getting hundreds of people. That's only on a Monday night, but yeah, you're getting a couple of hundred people there every Monday night, and it's been really successful. So some things work, some things don't, but that's just one that at the moment has only started a couple of weeks ago, but it's working really, really well.
A few blokes in that barn and give that 2-for-1 option a very good run for its money.
Yeah, they give the 2-for-1 option, all right, but they certainly drink a few schooners before they go in there. So it's about 10-for-1 in the schooner department. So they love a beer, a few of those guys, but they're all good.
Whereas finally, will we be seeing the blue and gold colours of Parramatta in the grand final this year, and why?
Yeah, well, I hope so, Mike. But I see a few other teams that are going just as good, if not a little bit better at the moment. But hopefully this year we can get sort of Mitchell Moses playing a little bit better. I can see he's working with Andrew Johns and that now, and feel hopefully we can get his game to be to a higher level, and we can get close anyway.
Well, we both have a link with the blue and gold. My brother played for Parramatta back in the 80s, and before he went on to play for St George, so I always have a soft spot for the Eels.
Yeah, I'll hopefully have more than a soft spot, because they're the best.